today here. Oh, so if you're joining online or in person, we're just going to get started wherever you're at with some nice, big, deep breaths. Take your time. There's no rush. You can do this laying down. You can do this sitting up. Kind of find a position that's comfortable for you. If you're at home, you just lay out on the floor for a few minutes. That's totally fine. A moment to close your eyes. Trying to start your week out on the right foot. We're going to take that breath work down to our mat, and we're going to lay down. We're going to put one hand on our chest and one hand on our belly. We're going to take a nice big inhale, filling up our lungs, feeling our chest rise, feeling our belly rise. And we're going to hold it for a few seconds. So 1, 2, 3, 4, hold, and then exhale. Breathing all the air out, keep blowing, keep blowing, keep blowing, so you feel those deep abdominal muscles activate. Blow that air out, blow that air out. You can put your hands down there on your belly. Feel those really deep muscles activate. Try to push up all that oxygen. So try it again. Take your time. On that big exhale, really blow that air out. Feel that core engage. Really making that mind-body connection with those core muscles. And then, as you're blowing all the air out and you're feeling those deep core muscles activate, think about how you can use that going forward as we do our core exercises. That feeling of that belly button going down towards your spine, the feeling of those core muscles activating, just that pulling in of all the abdominal muscles. See if you can think about that and use that to channel that as we add on some of our core exercises. So, as you're right here, down on the floor, we're going to start with that alternating leg lift. And then continuing to breathe. Don't forget to breathe, but keep that core activated, keeping that belly button in and down. Using that big exhale that we just did, you can use that as a reset at any point. You feel like you lose the contraction in your core, just come back to that big inhale and exhale, reset, activate those core muscles. You should not be feeling it at all in your hip flexors right now. Really using that core. Lower back is pressed down into the mat. Mind to muscle connection. You have plenty of time right here. Just go nice and slow and stay focused. I'm not counting the number of reps you're doing. It doesn't matter right now. It's all about that core mindfulness. We're going to keep going doing the same thing, except that we're going to start from the tabletop position and drop that foot down to the ground this time. So very similar movement, just a different starting position. Staying very mindful of our core, trying to not let it creep into our quads or our hip flexors. If it does, just do a little reset. Change that focus. Is the brain connect with your core again? Close your eyes if you need to. Remember to continue to breathe. We're going to add on from here. You're going to bring your hands behind your head. We're going to go into a very slow bicycle crunch. We just worked so hard to activate that core, so keep it active. Adding a little challenge. If you need to take a break at any time, go ahead, just take a quick little break, jump right back in. The lower those legs go down to the ground, the more challenging the exercise is going to be. But only do that if you can stay in control, keeping that core activated, keeping that belly button pulled in. Woo, you should be feeling this. Your core should be nice and lit up now. Over 10 more. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Feet down, arms out, legs out, full body stretch, reaching with those arms, reaching with those toes. When you do this, you'll feel your lower back come off the ground with that natural arch in your spine. Breathing. Try to release some of that tension. If you have a band, we're going to go ahead. We're going to grab that now. We're going to loop that around with one of our feet. And we're just going to start with a few up and down, feeling a nice stretch off the back side of our leg. And then I want you to play with pointing and flexing that toe. Seeing how you feel that stretch kind of move down your leg from your calf to your hamstring. Oh, see which one feels good. Kind of go at your own pace there with that pointing and flexing of the toe. You need to take a minute and just give it a little tug and feel a nice stretch at the top. Feel it all the way down to the back side of your leg here. Be gentle with yourself if you haven't done anything yet today. It's just getting warmed up. Don't make that hamstring angry. Times to it. Might be in a little bit of a shortened position yet from sitting in our chairs. We're just kind of bringing it back to life right now. Go ahead and lay down that opposite foot, and then you're going to use that band to stay in control as you take that leg across your body, keeping your hips pinned to the ground. The band is here to facilitate that movement so you don't go too far out. You want to get out of control here. Stay within where your flexibility lets you go today. Keep feeling nice stretch inside of your leg. Down the outside, maybe you feel it in your knee, your IT band. All sorts of places to feel it. Remember to breathe. Your core should be active right now, but you're not like super focused on it, but it is doing something. All right, we're going to hold that leg at the top while we carefully switch feet. Oh, just enjoy that nice stretch. Take note, is this side tighter than the other side? Is this side looser? Maybe you need to give one of your sides a little bit more attention later today. Just make sure to get up and move. From here, we're going to set down that opposite leg, and we're going to go into that cross body stretch, using that band to keep ourselves under control. Again, take note, maybe you find that this side is a little more tight or a little bit more flexible. For me, this is my left side. My left side is always a little bit tighter than the right side. Just likes to be a little bit ornery. Go at your own pace. Maybe you find you need to spend a little time across your body stretching, feeling it into that IT band, or you need to spend a little time on the outside here, really feeling it inside of your leg. Or maybe you need to spend a little time on both. They're both good.
So when you stretch that glute going to the opposite.
Oh yeah. Feels real good. And sometimes we get a few pops and cracks when we do this.
Get older.
It just happens.
If I was 17, I wouldn't have no cracks.
Yeah, right.
And younger.
A long ways from 17 these days.
You know a show that used to be around? I'm glad, is it?
My sweet 16. Oh my gosh.
Bunch of rich kids.
Yep.
Crying about it.
I didn't get a car. I got the wrong kind of expensive car. Lucky you got a car.
I wanted an Acura.
It would be more like, I wanted a Hummer.
Yeah.
Yeah, right?
God forbid you get a BMWs.
Oh my gosh. All right, go ahead, gently release yourself from that band. Bringing those knees back up. We're gonna go into a little crunch. In our crunch, we're not coming super far off the ground. We're just getting our shoulder blades off the ground. The lower ribs to the top of the hip bones as you crunch all those muscles in our core. So, not a big movement, but if you really focus on the right muscles, this can be a really intense crunch. And then take note, give your legs a little jiggle. They're not joining the party. It's just the core right now. Remember, belly button is going in and up. It should not be like, as you crunch forward, it should not be popping up. If you're in the gym here, you can use the mirrors to check your posture. Watch that belly, see what it's doing. Last 20 seconds, we're going to bring it up. Bring our hands forward towards our toes. Trying to hold our shoulder blades off the ground with our core. And then we're going to add a little shift from side to side, reaching towards our heels. Feel a little crunch in our side ab muscles, our obliques. Our hips are not moving. They're staying nice and stable. We're just crunching rib to hip bone. Look down. Say, okay, hips, what are you doing? You're not moving? Okay, good. And done. We actually went a little bit longer than 20 seconds this week. Taking a nice full body stretch again. We're reaching out with those fingers and those toes. From right here, plant those heels down into the ground, down into the mat. You're going to use your core. Roll yourself up to a seated position, sitting up nice and tall, back is flat. You can look in the mirror right here and say, okay, I'm nice and tall and flat. Ready? Go all the way back down. All the way back down. Using that core. Extending those arms out long. Ready? Dig those heels down to the ground. Bringing yourselves up. Using your core. Nice and controlled. Good. Nice, tall, long back at the top here. Letting ourselves go all. One more, nice and slow and controlled. Dig those heels down. Woo, use that core. If you can't come all the way up, only bring your shoulder blades off the ground. That's always an option. And let yourself go all the way back down. Bringing the arms up nice and long. Full body stretch. From here, take one of your knees, hug it in. Feel a little gentle stretch here. Switch sides, hug the other knee in. Gentle stretch. And then cross one foot over the other, reaching through to stretch your glutes. Again, being gentle. It's just a quick little stretch here in the middle. Switch sides. Take note, is one side tighter than the other? You need to give one a little bit more attention later today. You can do this at your desk in a seated position, just putting one ankle over the other foot. So you could do this for 10 minutes while you're sitting at your desk. All right, we're gonna roll over onto our side, finding a comfortable position. The core is going to be engaged while we do this. We're really focusing on our side glute muscles right now. We're gonna go right into some clamshells. Max isn't even want to look at me while we do this. So, focus on the side of your butt activating right now. Keeping your core engaged so that you do not roll forward or backwards. Should we do 6? Let's do 10 more. Let's go to 40. So 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead and rest. Even give that sides of that booty a little massage if it needs it. All right, we're gonna hover that knee, same side. We're gonna hover that knee just above the other knee. And then you're going to reverse. You're going to lift up your heel. There you go. and 1. Oh my goodness, you should be feeling that in the sides of your glute there. Oh, give yourself a little stretch. I'm just closing a pop-up that showed up on my screen. Oh, owie. Okay, ready? We gotta switch sides. The other side feels just as amazing as that side.
Amazing is the right word.
I'm not sure that's the right word. Again, core is engaged. Really focusing on the sides of that glute. Here's 10. There's 20, 20 more to go. 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, almost there, 2, and 1. Taking a little break. Give your hip a little massage if it needs it. Woo, keep going. Okay. All right, hovering that knee just above the other one. Kind of like a little reverse clamshell right here. Here's 10. Here's 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, last 10, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Woo! Ouch. Set that leg down. Give it a little massage if you need to. We're going to roll over to our front side so that we can go into a pigeon stretch. I would start out conservatively because it might be a little tender right now. And then breathe down to your elbows, maybe flat out on the floor. And a nice stretch. We're going to hold this one for a little bit because it's such a good stretch.
Why do they call us a pigeon?
Pigeon? I don't know.
It makes any sense to me.
I really don't know what pigeons do to stretch. Like, downward dog makes sense to me because,
Someone
dogs do that. But I can't say I've observed many pigeons.
Someone was just staring at the pigeon the whole time while doing this.
Maybe.
It gets their level.
Probably. Lots of
Damn
yoga stuff
hippies.
is named after animals. Oh, feels nice. And gently come out of that, just switch sides. We're going to give ourselves a good 45 seconds on each side, just to gently settle into that stretch. And maybe you find, you have to stay up on your hands on this side, or this side you can go all the way down to your elbows, or you can go all the way flat on this side. We're different on different sides of our body, and that's all right. Trying to stay nice and lined up though, like vertical down to the ground, if that makes sense, or hip bones forward down to the ground, in whichever position that you're in. We got 15 more seconds here, continuing to take nice big deep breaths, enjoying that nice little stretching break. Oh, beautiful. All right, we're going to come all the way up to on all fours. Push it in. Oh, all right. So engaging your core, use the mirror to check your posture. Your back is going to stay nice and flat. No arching and sticking our booty out. That's not the game we're playing here. We're going to go opposite arm to opposite leg, nice and slow. We're just going to move through this, trying to stay as stable as we can in our midsection. So like, think like we put something on our back and you can't let it fall off. You have to keep it there. So you're not shifting from side to side. Really focusing on that activation. Woo, really gotta think to do that. So your glute is activating and lifts and extends that leg. Core is super active as it holds you stable. You're getting a little bit of those back muscles right now. And I'm just timing this one in case you're curious. We're gonna go for 30 more seconds. Not too worried about how many that you do. If at any point you're like, oh, I'm starting to arch in my back, just reset. Engage that core. Sometimes too, when you engage that core, you'll find maybe your leg doesn't go quite as high up, and that's okay. So maybe your leg, stays just, only right down here. That's okay. It's not a big deal. Or if you're like Max, you're just like super limber and his leg goes up really high. All right, go ahead. We're gonna go into a wide child's pose from here. Oh, a nice relaxing pose. You're getting out of any form of push-ups or anything like that today because my arms will not move it today. Still got my band-aids on it, I just realized.
Oh, really?
Put my booster shot. Poor arms.
Did someone kiss it before they put your band-aid on too?
No, pharmacy techniques, yeah, no, we couldn't do that.
They frown upon that usually.
All COVID and everything, getting a COVID shot, that'd be a little too close into your personal bubble. From here, coming back up to tabletop, we're going to go into a plank just for a second so that we can gently come down. No, I did not do like a full going down, but you can do the going down push-up. I just kind of went down to my knees and then rising up into Cobra, feeling a nice stretch through your core. If that's too high, you just rise up to your elbows, kind of figure out which one works for you. Remembering to breathe. Oh, and then just coming up to your knees. One more child's pose, sitting back, feeling that nice stretch. Oh, and just like that, we used up our half an hour. See ya.
Well done. Daniel.